Is Glock keeping up with the competition? That's the theme of this video. It's going to be an exciting video. I invited my friend Frank from the Clearwater, Florida area, the West Coast on the Gulf Coast over there. He drove over specifically to visit me. So we figured we'd do a video. Is Glock keeping up with the competition? So before you watch the two of us chat about it, I want to say one thing. I think Glocks, well, we know this all, we can all agree on this, are designed mainly for law enforcement agencies, right? A good percentage of the cops in the USA and throughout the United States, the law enforcement agencies utilize Glocks. So out of the box, the triggers are designed for cops. So maybe that's why they're not so light. Like they wouldn't want to put a Walther trigger right out of the box into law enforcement's hands. I do personally think that Glocks are getting better and better and better each year. But I also think that there's a lot of good competition out there, which is great for us, the consumers. So here we go into the video. Throw in your comments below, professional comments, things that can help each other out. Welcome to WeaponsEducation.com. My name is Tom, the host of Weapons Education. Please subscribe, ring that bell, because we do a lot of good, fun, educational videos on WeaponsEducation.com. And the question in this video, it's going to bring up a lot of controversy, is Glock keeping up with the competition? I'm with my buddy Frank, historian Frank. He's been on the channel in the past.
Good seeing you, Tom.
Well, welcome. You're a Glock guy. I know you're a Glock guy. I know you're also open-minded to other types of platforms.
Absolutely.
Other types of platforms.
Sure.
Let's just get right into it. Is Glock keeping up with the competition? Okay. Well, you know, Glock goes from Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, 4, and then 5 now in some of the models.
Yeah.
They have a lot of accessories available for it.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm a Glock guy. You guys know it. I got 25, 30 of them.
Tom, for $500-600, you're purchasing a fine firearm that will defend you well. Let's face it, you know, we all know the reliability of Glock. You know, this is my Glock 30S, okay, in 45 ACP. I like it. It's one of my favorites. I really rotate between this one and the Glock 19, and what I like the most about it is how versatile these guns are. You know, standard 10-round magazine, 13-round magazine as my backup.
And all these safety check comes.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a SIG 320 here in a minute.
Excellent firearm.
Modular.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Won the Army. Okay. But what would you like to see, back to the question, what would you like to see from Glock?
I got to tell you, I wish they would go beyond the platform. And the platform is, of course, the Glock 17 Gen 1. That's where it started, and they expanded. It's like a tree. That's the trunk. I would like to see them go possibly with a sporting rifle. You know, there's been...
The carbine, there you go.
The carbine in various different calibers. I think if they could implement the idea of what Gaston Glock said of reliability, lightweight, polymer involved in a carbine, I think it would be a big hit. I think if they implement all the stuff, the good things about the pistol into a rifle, I think it would be a big seller.
You got companies, I'm not going to mention them, there's too many of them, that you can put your Glock into and a gadget, and it turns it into a carbine-like feel.
Yes.
So, but we want a real like AK type like or AR type like that goes from 22 up to
who knows, 50
up to 50 BMG, whatever.
Sure.
Okay. This is where I'm gonna on pistols.
Yes.
Okay. For instance, I got some here. I just grabbed a couple here.
Sure.
Okay, the SIG 320.
Sure.
I'm a Glock guy. I'm not knocking Glock. The SIG 320 is a modular gun. You can change calibers on this gun in a matter of minutes, and that's pretty cool. It's got a great trigger. You don't ever have to do a trigger job to it. Now, what's great about Glock is you have the option to do, gosh, everything to that gun. You can change the mag release. You can change it to make a trigger job. But Do you have to do that with a 320 out of the box? A lot of people say no. When it comes to a trigger, the Walther PPQ.
That's really a fantastic piece. It really, really is.
I tell you right now,
It's great.
It's got a better trigger than a Glock.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not just
Whatever.
me. I mean, it's
Sure.
It's gun of the year for many years. So I'm not knocking Glock or anything like that. I'm just saying, guys, be open-minded and talk to Glock and let them know in their forums. Hey, you know, why does Walther PPQ have such a great striker-fired? And we're only talking about striker-fired guns.
Right.
Why is their trigger so perfect out of the box, but with the Glock, we want them lighter weight and we better reset and we can do it, but it costs money. So the thing is, there is competition now for
Absolutely.
Glock. Huge competition, starting with the 320 that rocked the boat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then the XDM.
Yeah.
Okay, XDM is
another great one.
Another great one.
There's a lot to choose out there if you're looking for striker.
They're
fire.
all
No
good,
doubt about it.
high-end,
Yes.
modern-day striker-fired guns.
Yes.
So, but is Glock keeping up with the competition? I'm going to put the question upon you, the audience.
I'm interested in seeing what they have to say because you know.
Okay, well,
You know.
all right. For instance, they haven't gone as far as they can with the trigger.
They could.
They do not have a Walther trigger. I'm just going to use that as an example.
Okay.
Okay, the Walther trigger. They don't have as good of a trigger as Walther. They do not have the ergonomics of the Walther. People will disagree with me,
It's
and
great
if
in
we
your
all agreed, you know, we'd be clones. So, you know, let's
You know
be
what I've
friends
said about guns
Gun
over the
guys,
years?
we're all in this together. We're all having fun. Throw your comments in. Let's start
Hey,
some controversy.
It's just like shoes. What I think is comfortable may not be comfortable for
Right.
you, and vice versa. And cars, it's the same thing with firearms. That's why I think that when you're going to make a good investment in a purchase, go to one of those gun shops, and there are a lot of them out there. The gun ranges, indoor gun ranges,
Yeah,
that rent a few of these and try them out. Because I could recommend a lot to you, Tom, and you
Yeah.
might, agree with me because we're friends. But in reality, it doesn't work for you. And as long as you stick with the main names, Glock, Smith & Wesson, H&K, Sig Sauer.
Yeah,
those
we're
are
gonna
good quality
mention a
control
few more
weapons.
striker-fired guns, and then I want everyone to throw in as we speak. See, what I've been noticed with the channel now, and over 700 videos, it's the gun they own
Yeah.
that's it. That's the best to them. That's being a little closed-minded. It'd be like me saying my sports car is the best sports car made because it's the one I own, which is it's impossible to say that.
You own a lot of guns. I have a few, and I agree that yes, there are some that are better and all that, but for day-to-day concealed carry to defend my home, and my life, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
I work fine with it. I've trained with it. I'm used to it.
And you can bury that Glock in mud.
You
for
can
a week.
neglect it, Tom.
You can throw it into
You
a
can neglect
pond
that
for a
gun and-
month
yes.
and take it out and
Yes.
it'll shoot,
Yes.
and you can reload it and
Yeah.
shoot and reload it and shoot.
Yes.
And that's torture testing. And I've done that with the 320. I haven't thrown in a pond or anything, but I've shot 5,000 at least rounds.
Yes.
I mean, this thing's my baby. And 357 SIG. I just in the last 4 months alone, I've been
awesome.
really hitting it hard. Outdoors,
Yeah.
the water was up to my.
You know what
it's been
this guy
raining so
is
much
right
in
here?
South Florida,
And a lot of people have
I had to
said,
wear boots. The water was up to my calf, and I dropped this in the water multiple times, and no issues.
sure.
And it's a really good, the days of saying, well, the Glock can shoot 5,000 rounds. Well, so can others.
Absolutely.
And the
Absolutely.
Glock, and you can bury it in mud. And
The
then,
quality control of machinery has gotten very, very good. It's
And-
down to a science.
Yeah, and then on the Walther, you got the special coating, the Teflon, if I pronounce it right, the Teflon coating. What about Carr? I mean, Carr makes some phenomenal firearms.
How thin that is.
This is so thin. Special edition is really special from TIG.
That's a limited amount right there.
Limited amount. It's one
Yeah.
out of 1,000.
That is extremely thin. It's great for
Yeah,
concealed.
it's a 9mm.
They're known for their single
It's a
stacks.
9mm, and I did a video on this. By the way, if you ever want to see any of the videos I've ever done, just Google car weapons education, Springfield weapons education, Glock weapons education. All the videos come up. Okay, then you got companies coming out like SAR USA. Okay, and I did a video on this, and for the money, it's a little bit lower cost than a Glock, I believe.
Well,
it's right in the
they
same
come from
ballpark.
Turkey.
And talk about now, people don't like buying from Turkey. We know all that stuff, but
Well,
I tell you right now,
Turkey.
You talk about
Turkey.
They have the highest end manufacturing of firearms, like almost in the world, right?
Well, their factories, their manufacturers over there are approved through NATO, so they are a NATO supplier. Turkey has the second largest army in NATO. There's a lot of stuff going on with NATO right now. You're probably watching the news. Their quality control has gotten really, really good over there. The materials, and you know, you can probably get this particular piece in 45 for under $400.
I don't.
You know, you
I
get some
think
great deals.
500.
500. Yeah,
I don't remember.
it's a clone of the H&K, you know, and it's I've heard good things about it. I follow the infamous words of the great Jeff Cooper. Start off with having a gun. Period.
There you go. You know, my favorite Glock, by the way, is the Glock 20.
You're the 10mm.
I'm the
guy,
10mm guy, and it bugs me that that Walther doesn't make a 10mm
They're
striker fired.
It's
That
coming.
HK, the VP9 is an excellent. Oh my
Millimeters.
gosh, that
Yeah.
gun is nice.
A buddy of mine just got one.
So is Glock keeping up with the HK VP9?
Hey, my buddy
Come
Ruben,
on.
okay, owns one and
Yeah.
he loves it.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was really excited to
And
be
then
able
did
to
he
get
shoot a Glock next, side by side?
But
That's what you gotta do.
this is the Toyota Camry, folks. This is
Oh,
what
no,
this
well,
is.
don't
This
put
is
them
the-
down.
Well, no, I'm not putting it down because Toyota and Honda Accords are excellent automobiles.
Yeah.
But they're affordable. They do the trick. You can get 400,000 miles, 20 years of service. That's a car you pass on to your kids and your grandkids. There's nothing wrong with this, folks. This is one of the most prolific handguns in the face of the earth.
There you go.
It is, period. 100 years from now, people will be talking about the Glock the same way we are talking about John Browning's 1911 today.
Good
Okay?
point.
And they will
So,
be
but the
here.
HK VP9 is a step above.
Absolutely.
I mean,
it's German engineering. It's an
correct.
outstanding, it's the BMW Mercedes of 9mm.
And what about the FNs? Got the FN?
Yes, very good. for
FNS
Belgium.
series, the 509 series,
Yes.
the 5.7. My 5.7's over there. You know, the 5.7's an awesome gun.
Mm-hmm.
But the FN now makes an FNS series striker fired gun and an
It was
and a
a contender.
509. It's a contender.
It was
and
a
it's, and
contender
it's-
for the military. Yeah?
It's a contender. It's a contender for the military, and it's against it's a competitor against Glock.
Yes.
Which is good for us, the consumer. The more competition, the better. We don't want a monopoly on striker-fired guns. And then you got the Ruger, the LC9 series, excellent guns. You got the Smith & Wesson, the M&P series.
Yep.
I'm not crazy about the trigger on the M&P.
Yeah, but the reality is, and this is where the credit has to start,
Yeah.
it was really Mr. Gaston Glock.
Yeah.
Okay, that got the whole polymer. Other manufacturers, H&K and all that.
H&K was 12
Okay,
years ahead of everyone,
but
they
let's
just didn't
face
run
it,
with
this guy, okay, this company is what sprung all this on, and it's good, and we're supposed to evolve, and I think it's a lot of good choices out there, Tom. I think if you're looking for a handgun for under $1,000, you got a lot of great selections.
Oh, for under
Great-
$1,000?
Under $1,000
For a
you can-
striker-fired gun, every manufacturer is good.
They're good.
They're all good.
Yes.
You know, you can get. I'm not going to name names, but there are some garbage ones.
Sure. They don't last.
I mean,
long.
I mean, like, I'm not going to say this is garbage. This is a tourist.
Hey,
And
you know, if that's all you can do,
if this
then
is all
God
you can
bless
do,
you know.
gosh, this thing is like a staple gun.
It
Okay, so but it works.
works. It can stop a threat.
Yeah, so you can go from the lower end, up to the HK, the SIG 320, the FN, and then you can go the mid-range, the Smith & Wesson, the Rugers, and the Glocks, and the XDM fits in there somewhere,
Sure.
whatever you think. The car is the more expensive. They are you know, they're like $700-800, if I remember right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you know, it's all good. I just want to know what you think. Is Glock keeping up with the competition? Are they going to come out with a full modular similar to the 320 gun? I know they got the X19. It's not a 320. It's for
They basically married together a 17 and a 19. It's got the slide of a 19 with a frame of a 17. That's what they were hoping the military would have caught on, but it didn't work out.
So Glocks are phenomenal.
Yeah.
They'll shoot. They'll last you a lifetime. They'll save your life.
Yes.
They're accurate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could get good groups with that.
Yeah. And sure.
It works.
What do you guys think? Positive stuff. No, none of this like little silly comments.
You got to be open-minded about
this is like a forum here.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is not. You know, this is weapons education. We're mature adults, and we're putting in comments that can help each other.
Sure.
Okay, there's people who are brand new wanting to buy their first gun, and they shouldn't be just sold on marketing. They should be sold on facts. Facts are, you know, like Walter's got a great trigger, and that XDM has safety on the back strap, if that's what they want. And then XDM has a loaded chamber indicator on the top, you know, and things like that. And Glock has no safety at all. And some of these guns do. The SAR USA, it does have a safety. So you know, these are all the differences you got to look at. And some of them have a rail on the front, and some of them don't. And some of them have different back straps that are interchangeable, and some of them don't. All these different things factor in to cost money, and the warranty that's involved. That all comes into play. And is the gun plus be rated? Can it handle something like a double tap?
Yeah.
The highest powered pressure.
My suggestion is
self-defense double tap. I'm telling you guys, double tap is what you use for self-defense. You get the hollow points. It's
a beast.
And also, if you're new, learn the different things like I mentioned. Learn about, do you want a safety? Some guys buy a gun with a safety and realize, heck, I made a mistake. I don't like the safety.
Sure.
I bought a gun. I went to a 3-day class, and the safety's got me all screwing up every time I'm doing a speed test.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a safety is not for you. So learn. You know, do you want a safety? Do you want a loaded chamber indicator? Do you want interchangeable back straps? Do you want just low cost? Like this Taurus 740, you know, I think it's like $280 or something like that.
You get those cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just do some research on your own. There's a lot of good videos out there. I'd like to think my videos are pretty much on point. So like I said, just Google any gun, weapons education, the videos will come up. After 700 videos, I pretty much covered them all.
You got them.
Throw in your comments. Is Glock keeping up with competition?
I'm looking forward to reading them.
Are they going to come up with a carbine? I've been asking every year, and I know those folks up there. They won't give me an answer.
They'd be very quiet about it.
Yeah. You said you heard some rumors.
There's things floating around that there's some testing going on. That's been going on for about 5, 6, 7 years now.
It's a little
Let's
long.
see if they do it. Let's see if they do it.
All right, my buddy.
All right, brother.
Throw in your comments.
Semper Fi.
Take care. Bye.